there, it's Natasha and thank you so much for joining me today. Today is a pretty quick and simple card. In fact, this is a just over 4-minute video. Super quick. I'm going to start off with some watercolor paper because I will be doing some ink blending and that's just what I find the easiest to ink blend on. This is a super old stamp set, all because I just need that flower stem going up the middle there. Before I start with the stamping, I do want to just mask off the borders. Now you could use a rectangle die to create a mask, but I had these strips sitting on my desk. I often just cut up masking paper and that's what I use as my low-tack tape often. So I have strips of it here to mask off the sides of my card. As I said, you could just use a rectangle die out of some copy paper and use some removable adhesive on it or something. So just whatever you have and whatever works for you. So once I've masked that off, I have also masked off a couple of the stems on this flower stem here because I don't need them all. I just needed 3. And I have added my little anti-static powder pouch there, and that will stop any of the static and stop embossing powder clinging where I don't want it to. I'm going to stamp it in some VersaMark sticky embossing ink. And then I am also going to emboss it in some white embossing powder. Now you could use clear here as well because our background was white to begin with. Now before I go ahead and stamp some of those flowers, actually I am going to melt that embossing powder that we just stamped on with the flower stem. I decided to do it in this order just because I find it much easier to see where I'm placing all of my flowers. And I'm just going to put 3 of them hanging off the edge a little bit, all on all of those stems that we stamped to begin with. So I've stamped them all, and then you'll be able to see that once I add the same white embossing powder on, they are ready to go. I'm heating them with my heat tool to melt that embossing powder, and you can just see them shining there beautifully. Now I'm going to do a little bit of ink blending with some Peacock feathers and Tumbled glass Distress Oxide inks. Now definitely use whatever inks that you have and you're comfortable with. However, I find the Oxide inks blend really well together, and these are definitely my go-to inks. If you have followed my channel a little bit, you'll notice that these are definitely a favorite. I do try in a couple of videos, upcoming videos, I'm actually going to be doing some blending with my VersaFine clear inks, and I love them for ink blending, which surprised me. But anyhow, that's for another video. I am going to take off the little border that I have there, and this beautiful, clean and simple card is well underway. I have my It's the Little Things Letter It clear stamp set here because I needed just a little encouragement kind of cool card. So it's going to say, "You're awesome." I am using up some of my foam tapes that I have in my stash. I have tried a lot of foam tapes in my time, and this one is very, very sticky, which works perfectly fine, but I'm just going to use up the rolls that I have. And I am also going to add a little tiny bit of the thin foam tape to the back of my sentiment and pop it up on my card. As I said, today our card was very, very clean and simple and nice and quick to create, but you could use whatever colors you wanted to ink blend in the background. And just for the finishing touches, I'm going to add some duck egg blue and some gloss white Nuvo drops. I don't even end up using the white ones in this. I just add a few of the blue ones on, and I was happy with how that looked. So this is definitely a card that you could recreate easily using whatever supplies that you have on hand. I would love for you to share them with me down on my Facebook page, which I will leave a link to in the description box below. Let me know what you think of this card, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.